Wednesday, October 8th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Please note there are two emergency exits in the rear of the room and one to my right. If you would, please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
You may stand and remember those who are serving harm's way. Thank you. Anyone like to come up and speak on behalf of any of the agenda items before we start? Come on up, Mr. Reardon.
Thank you. Hi, Jay Reardon. I live part-time on Pony Lane, part-time in a real property in the Adirondacks, which is quite nice. I'm speaking tonight about your item number 16, your executive session. A couple people, not me, noticed this morning and noticed that you were moving for the adoption of resolution the town board enter into executive session related to pending litigation, which is fine. This is normal business. A lot of people had some questions about the legislation that is going on in the town of Cicero. Not only in this regard, but just in generally. And with the election coming up next month, I'm a little bit afraid that legislation or some pending legislation might make an unfortunate appearance in a context that does not represent it properly. So therefore, I've given you a list of the 9 legal actions that I can surmise are going on regarding the town of Cicero. One of them's some of these might be outdated. I don't have access to the legal logins for some of these legal sites. One of them is a federal civil rights litigation action, Downing v. Town of Cicero. The next 6 are New York Supreme Court actions, mostly about assessments. We have Walmart v. Town of Cicero, Target v. Board of the Assessors, GB 107 Syracuse NY LLC versus the Board of Assessors, Seiko, the Cicero Market LLC versus the Board of Assessors, Chase Bank JMPD Family Trust via the assessor, Enterprise Elm Holdings LLC versus the assessor, Niagara Car Wash LLC versus the town of Cicero. And the final item is not a court action. I do not mean to imply that. It is administrative action through the New York State Division of Human Rights. My question and my point here is that we have an election coming up less than a month from now. It would be very, very unfortunate if one of these legal actions were to be misrepresented during the course of that election. Especially with the last one, there are promises that were made by this board that information will be forthcoming upon it, upon all developments at every town meeting going forward, and those were not provided. I just hope that you might be able to clarify any difficulty that the town might have with these legal actions, all of which might be frivolous, so that public communications about these legal actions can be better understood by the Cicero community, and that no misrepresentation or other crazy nonsense will result from a misunderstanding of these legal actions between now and the election. Thank you.
Thanks. Anyone else? Okay. Counselor Hogan?
Move for the adoption of a resolution appraising abstracts number 39 dated 10/1/2025 and abstract number 40 dated 10/8/2025.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Public hearing to consider local law override of the tax levy. This time, I move to waive the reading of the legal notices that were posted and advertised at the proper time.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This time I'd like to open up the public hearing at
6:35.
6:35. Anyone like to come up and speak on behalf of it or against it? An overview. This is an override of the levy. This is the tax over the 2% tax cap. This is a procedure that we have to do. If we decide to go over it. If we don't, Robert, you want to tell them what happens if we don't pass this and we go over it? You want to explain to them what happens?
Sure. There's significant financial penalties against the town. Is a precaution, this is, it's common for municipalities to adopt a local law to allow them to override the cap, just in case there's something that does happen, or otherwise, if you go over the cap, the state has significant penalties that they put in place against the municipalities. So as a protective measure, it's always advised to pass the local law, even if you don't need it.
Thank you. Okay, thanks. Anyone else? Sure.
Judy Boyke. I am for this because of the fact of a safety net. Just to make it clear that we don't anticipate going over it, but knowing in the past and being involved in this, that it's always a good idea to have a safety net rather than get to that point and then it's a panic. So yes, I think it's a good idea.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Ten-second question. If you pass the 2% tax cap waiver today, what would preclude a town councillor from coming in at the last meeting of the year and adding 2% or more to the budget based on personal preferences and possible pork barrel preferences too?
Thanks. Anyone else? Okay, this time we'll close the public hearing at
6:38.
6:38 PM. Any board comments? No? Move for the adoption resolution to approve the local law to override the tax levy of 2% tax cap established in General Municipal Law 3-C for the 2026 Town of Cicero budget to be known as local law number 8 of 2025. Roll call. As presented. We'll take a roll call. Tracy?
Yes, Counselor Hogan,
No.
Counselor Mauricio,
No.
and Counselor Bacallo,
No.
Supervisor Aragano.
Yes.
Thank you.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to set.
If I could just stop and just say something really quick, that's okay? Okay, sorry about that. So I just want to put out there that as much as it would make things a little more comfortable for the board to have the safety net, I'm thinking and voting as a citizen in the town of Cicero. And I think this puts us in a position to force us to really get down into the budget and make sure and do our due diligence to make sure that we do whatever's necessary to keep that to keep under that tax cap. So when I vote no, it's for the protection of the people of Cicero and as a resident of the town of Cicero to really ensure that we're doing our due diligence to stay under that tax cap. So as much as it would make our job a little bit easier, I think we have to do our due diligence for you, the people, the town of Cicero. So I just wanted to put that out there, that this took some thought and research on my part. And it's important to me that I'm thinking as a town of Cicero resident and not as a town board member on this one. Thank you.
I also agree with that. I I referred to and conferred with our attorney as well, and for the purposes of protection, we always want to stay under the tax cap. That's what our goal is up here as counselors for the people. Thank you. You're next.
Move for the adoption of resolution to set a public hearing to be held on October 22nd, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the Cicero Town Hall at 8236 Brewerton Road, Cicero, New York, regarding the granting of a Verizon Cable Television franchise amended agreement renewal between the town of Cicero and Verizon New York, Inc.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain? Passed. With the adoption resolution to set a public hearing to be held on Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the Cicero Town Hall, 8236 Brewerton Road, Cicero, New York, to consider approving the 2026 preliminary budget, including special districts.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no? Or
Move,
abstain?
oh, sorry,
Go ahead.
sorry. I jumped too quick, sorry. Set a public hearing to consider the 2026 Fire Protection District contracts. Move for the adoption resolution to set a public hearing to be held on Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the Cicero Town Hall, 8236 Brewerton Road, to consider the 2026 Fire Protection District contracts. The contracts and the amounts to be considered are as presented.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain? Passed. I'm sorry, let's go back. These figures were conferred with you, right, Trey? Thank you.
Set up, want me to do the next one?
I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Set a public hearing, amend zoning law. Move the adoption of resolution to set a public hearing to be held on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the Cicero Town Hall, 8236 Brewerton Road, Cicero, New York, to consider the adoption of local law to amend the zoning law of the town of Cicero, consisting of one, adoption of mixed residential overlay district, and two, amendment to the existing Brewerton Road corridor overlay district.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain? Passed.
Intermunicipal agreement with Onondaga County for assistance in complying with the New York State DEC stormwater permit requirements. Move for the adoption of resolution to approve an intermunicipal agreement with Onondaga County, with Onondaga County for assistance in complying with New York State DEC MS4 stormwater permit requirements and approving the supervisor to sign all required documentation. Services provided by the county are detailed in the county resolution number 82.
Second.
Discussion.
I appreciate you letting me read. I love reading and learning about MS4.
Good stuff, huh?
It's always good stuff. But I mean, 8 years ago, I asked, I don't think many people were here, but I remember I asked 1,000 questions about that, but yeah, learned a lot.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote no or abstain? Passed.
Move for the adoption of resolution to accept a donation to the police department from DiBernardo Productions LLC in the amount of $100 for community policing, budget code 002-0000-2705-0009.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
To vote or wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Move for the adoption resolution to execution of an assignment of claim release with the New York State Department of Transportation, State DOT, pursuant to proceeding number 15105, Project Syracuse Cicero, SH 5470, authorize the supervisor to execute the release of any necessary documents therefore. This action is pursuant to the state DOT project that involves the taking of private lands along Route 11 to facilitate sidewalk widening and improvement projects. The release is necessary because the town holds a recorded right-of-way interest on the portion of the land that is subject to the projected located near the United Auto property. Our right-of-way interest will not be negatively affected by the project, and the state DOT requires an executed release from any entity holding a recorded interest in a private property upon which the project will be undertaken, and the landowner duly compensated for any loss of property.
Second.
Discussion.
Robert, you're good with this?
Yes, it's very well written, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
The man who wrote it was a good man.
right. It's a DOT practice that if you hold any type of interest, if they're going to compensate for the widening, that whoever's holding an interest has to sign off. But our interest is just an easement and it's not going to be affected by the sign off.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Tree removal, move for the adoption of resolution to authorize Cheslock Tree Removal LLC County Contract 4623 to cut down a large tree which must be removed to proceed with an emergency Volmer Creek stabilization project in the amount of $9,750, budget code 060-8540-4000-0000.
Second.
Discussion.
And who assessed this to say that this was necessary?
The engineer who did the design and, just you won't be able to do the work with the tree there. It's a huge. So it has to be removed.
And did he give a reason?
Why the tree has to be removed? Yeah, because they're gonna, cut the banks back. They gotta go on a 2-on-1 slope, and then they'll be putting in gabion baskets to build a wall. So you have to cut the banks back like that to not put sheeting in, steel sheeting. So it's a structural reason.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve the pay rate for Travis Trudell, youth basketball coach, to $35 per hour. Budget code 002-3120-4710-0000.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
You-
Oh,
Sorry,
go ahead.
this is the first I'm hearing about this. What is this basketball coach being hired to do?
He's already worked for us for the past few years, but he's now becoming the head coach. So he used to make 30, so now he'll be making 35.
And doing, what exactly does he do? Like, what does he coach? For what? Like, I haven't seen.
He
Okay.
teaches them the skills of basketball.
Right, I haven't seen this camp, so,
Yeah.
and I have kids in the area, so.
Second grade, it's 7 sessions. The residents won't have to pay a higher registration fee because of his pay increase, but yeah, it's at Cicero Elementary School in the evening from 6:30 to 7:15.
Okay.
Thank you, Shannon. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed. Discussion. We're going to talk about the workshop after. Tracy, we're gonna get some
Oh.
dates and times before we leave. We'll get it to you. We're gonna stay up here, have a
Thank you.
discussion about the workshop.
I misheard. I apologize.
Oh,
We're
what?
good. We're good. We're good.
Oh, is that what you wanted?
Yeah, I thought we were doing it right now. We're good though.
Oh,
We're
you
good.
want to do it now?
We don't have to, no.
Why don't we?
If you, okay.
Sure, let's do it now. Let's do it now while we're at it.
I was just geared up and
And
ready with my
before
calendar.
Mike starts to get some dates and times together, I'd like to wish Chris and his wife a happy anniversary, 42 years, he told me today.
Oh.
And that's why he's not here. Congratulations, Chris.
All right, if everybody can pull out their calendars. So it's next week, so it'd be the 13th through the 17th. And then Tracy, let me know what works and what nights are a no next week.
Okay.
We'll start there.
The town hall is closed due to
Right, yep.
Columbus Indigenous Day on Monday, the 13th.
Mhm.
There is court. I did confirm with them. They usually start like at 4 o'clock. That would be on the 14th on Tuesday and the 16th on Thursday. And then there is a planning board meeting on Wednesday at 6:30.
We don't necessarily have to have him here. We can have the senior center.
Good point. Good point.
For the senior center?
Would the
16th, or the 15th, Wednesday, the 15th, as a possibility, not for sure.
There's a ballet program or a dance program there from 6 to 7 just at the senior center.
On Wednesday?
And it can be prior to, too. It doesn't have to be, 5:30.
We use the fire department, Jim? Okay,
Wednesday, the 15th?
That's the third Wednesday of the month.
okay, we'll call. So right now, we're looking at 15th, you guys?
Why can't we do the 16th? What was the,
Court.
Court.
Is the senior center good
We're
for the
looking at
16th?
either Wednesday or.
oh, what about the 16th for the senior center?
It's good on my end. I'm not sure about if Alex has any evening programs, but I'm 90% positive.
I think your programs stop at 6. I think they stop at 6. A couple different programs go to 6. Want to do it at 6 o'clock?
Let's do,
6:30?
I would say let's do the 16th.
Well, if anyone else.
If we could do 6, because if we're gonna have, department heads come, and then it'll go later, so.
At the senior center on,
At
the
6 at
16th?
the senior center.
Sure.
that works for
Is
me.
that cool, Tracy?
Yes. Just want to properly advertise it and get it up.
And we'll do all, right? We'll do everything that
Sure.
day with the fire and,
It works for me.
okay, cool. That was easy.
You got it. Anybody else have anyone else have any, thing to talk about? No? No? Okay, we're gonna enter an executive session here.
Public input.
Public input. Anybody from the public want to come up and speak? I apologize. Come on up, Jay.
With Micron coming, I think it's a great opportunity, especially as you approach the first of the year and the organizational meeting, to tie up some of the loose ends regarding municipal procedure. I have 3 areas that I'd like to ask you to specifically look at. Number one, and I'm not saying any of these things are bad. I'm just saying that if you look at them before the first of the year, you can have improvements in mind and then implement them at the first of the year organizational meeting. One of them is to just ensure that public notices about any public hearing are made thoroughly, and you can't go wrong with more public notices and more public information and prompting more public involvement in town matters. So I hope you think about it. The second one is actually the seeker stuff. When you approved the comprehensive plan back in spring, I was a little bit concerned that the proper seeker apparatus wasn't followed. Nobody made a fuss of it, and so nobody cares for now. And then some of the other projects like the Americana development that came up after that, I also felt that some of the seeker stuff wasn't exactly done in the proper way. I just really urge you to really pay attention to that seeker apparatus and the requirements there. No municipality wants a developer to come back 2 or 3 years down the road and sue on the basis of a bad seeker decision. The third thing is just, if you can just try to tie up some of the municipal meeting procedures. And in that last third regard, I do have a specific question regarding tonight's meeting. And when you discussed number 6, there is on tonight's agenda, there's a discussion. Councilor Bacallo had some things to say. Did you actually vote and approve number 6 tonight?
We did.
Okay, everybody's okay with that?
To set a public hearing?
No, I'm saying that I did not see a vote on number 6. I saw what started to look like a vote, and then Councilor Bacallo justifiably asked some questions. But I'm just trying to double check and make sure that the vote was proper on number 6 tonight.
You seconded it.
Okay, so it's all good.
Counselor Bacallo seconded it.
And there was a vote, and you have the tab.
I know the supervisor and I had a brief discussion beforehand about just the date, the 22nd, and we settled that.
All I'm saying is that I was sitting in the audience and I didn't hear you vote. And if you say you did, that's great. Okay.
Yes, I do.
And then the last thing is for number 8, where you set the public hearing for the amended zoning law. Seems like a great public hearing to have, should be some good discussion. Can you get maps, details, and text of the changes online in ample time before that hearing?
Yeah, we'll have it.
Put them on the website. That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Move the adoption resolution that the town board enter an executive session related to pending litigation with our attorney.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Hey, Tracy. I closed it at 7. And I think Mike Marizio seconded it. Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Gotta reopen the meeting.
Yep. This time we'll reopen the meeting at
7:03.
7:03.
Okay, move for the adoption resolution authorizing and approving the settlement of New York State Supreme Court Tax Certiorari Action Index Number 007-151/2024 entitled Enterprise Elm LLC versus Town of Cicero Tax Map Number 051.01-28.2 on property located at 8379 Brewerton Road for tax year 2024 by reducing the assessment to $900,200 with a total refund liability to the petitioner not to exceed $6,339.28, subject to final audit and a full waiver of statutory interest in the petitioner for the 2024 without RPTL 727 applied in accordance with the terms and conditions as stated in the proposed memorandum and proposed stipulation of settlement attached, and authorizing the supervisor and town attorney to execute any and all documents necessary to complete this matter.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. This time wish to close the meeting?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.